Hey, good people. How's everyone doing? I trust that everyone is doing well. Let me just say happy Valentine's, right? Excuse me. Trust that everyone had a awesome Valentine's Day weekend, right? Um, on Friday night, we did not go out to dinner. We picked up dinner, came home, ate dinner, watched the movie on Netflix, what have you. Then Saturday morning, we went out and had breakfast. Went to see the new Captain America. It was an awesome movie. If you want my opinion, it was an awesome movie. I think everyone should go and see it. It's a good time, right? And just had some quality time and what have you. Went to dinner today after service, and now we are here at this moment in this time. Thanks for tuning in. I am Chris. Appreciate your time. On this channel, right? I try to say things to encourage you, to inspire you, to get into the investing game, taking advantage of the stock market. I think that stock market is an awesome tool to advance your financial wealth, right? I think the crypto market is an awesome tool or avenue, however you want to call it, to advance your financial wealth, right? But the best thing you can do to advance or grow your financial wealth, you have to um, work on your mindset. You have to train your mindset. You have to know and believe that there is a better way. Don't know how old you are, don't know how young you are, don't know what you face in life. Everybody has to weather their storms in life, right? So we go through things and we think we understand finances. Hey, I always thought I was good with finances. I get calls from classmates and friends of mine, and they maybe just not tuning into my channel or just not catching me on YouTube, TikTok, whatever the case may be, Facebook Reels sometimes. And they commend me from when we were in school and where I'm at now, and they say I'm worth believing, trusting, or what have you. And some folks give me testimonies of things that they see me do in life, and they commend me, and I'm like, wow, they remember that. I remember it, but no matter how awesome or good I was with money in high school, in my 20s, in my 30s, in my 40s, I always thought I was good with finances, right? I've always been able to pay my bills, save a few dollars, take vacations, what have you. But I always within myself thought I was struggling, right? I would look at what I've accomplished, look at where I'm at, look at all the things I've done, and I'm like, man, I seem like I should be much further down the road. Speed up, I'll get to your point. Hey, if my approach is helping you, fine. If my speed and the way I hammer things is just not your cup of tea, I understand. I'm just journaling my journey of growing my financial wealth. So hopefully I can present it in such a way you can follow it and I don't bore you to death and run you to sleep. I can say things to make you laugh because people say I'm pretty good at that. My family is known for making people laugh, and I love to make people laugh. But right now, I'm trying to help, and I want to make sure if I say something to help you, right? So, where I'm going with this, if you're watching me and you're just not starting to watch me, yes, I want to increase my viewers. Yes, I want to increase my subscription. But right now, I'm focusing on, if you're listening to me, I'm trying to say something to help you build your finances, to help you change the way you think in order to build your finances. Because hey, it's an awesome journey, and in my opinion, it's an easy journey. I had a conversation with somebody recently, and he said, they were pointing out to me, well, that's a skill set, that's a gift you have to that you're able to accomplish what you're able to accomplish in the stock market and crypto. I do believe it's a gift, but I do believe it's a gift that anybody can attain if they. I always think you can do anything if you put your mind to it. So if you want to grow your wealth, you can. You can take advantage of the stock market. You can take advantage of the crypto market. If you have the opportunity, you can take advantage of property in real estate, right? There's money in real estate, right? More than one way to skin whatever the saying is. I can't think of it. It's slipping my mind right now. But if you were to go back on my channel, I'm not trying to build the viewership by saying this. Hopefully it will, but if it don't, that's okay. If you go back to my channel when I first started, I talked about a time about having options. I like to give myself options, and I'm not talking about option plays in the market. I'm talking about options to be able to put myself in the best possible position to succeed. One, that's a mindset. Two, it's a trait, it's a skill set that you have to learn, right? If you don't focus on learning it, you won't learn it, right? And if you don't learn it, whose fault is it? I would have to say it would be your own. Looking over at one of my screens, I had some notes up there, and the screen went black, so I have to fix that. But you can go back over some of my older videos where I'll talk about giving yourself options. I'll talk about having a mindset. I talk about different people I follow on YouTube, right? And one guy is Jasper Singh. The Minority Report, I believe, or the Minority Review or something like that, but you can find him, Jasper Singh, and he talks about the mindset, right? So it's a mindset you have to have to really make it in the game of investing. But I think it's a mindset you have to have in any area of life if you're going to succeed in that area. I went to some event, maybe it was a retreat or whatever it was, but there was something a guy said that has stuck with me many years, been over 3 decades now. He said, if it is to be, then it has to be me. That means if you're going to make a change in your life, it's going to have to be you. If it don't start with you, it's never going to start. It's not going to start with your spouse, with your kids, with your family, with your friends. The change has to start with you first. And then as folks see you advancing and changing for the better, it can inspire them to do the same. Mouthful. In Christianity, you have to have a new mindset. It talks about having a mind of Christ. How do you get that? Your mind has to be transformed by the word of God. Yes, I'm a Christian. Am I trying to make you a Christian? No, I'm just pointing out how mindsets come into play. In the game of investing, right? As you build your financial knowledge, so goes your portfolio, right? So in investing, I believe you have to have a plan. You have to have a goal of what it is you're trying to accomplish with what it is you're trying to do, with the direction you're trying to go in financially, right? If your goal is to be debt-free, then when you start putting a portion of your money to work in the stock market and the crypto market, once, in my opinion, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. But in my opinion, if you're trying to get debt free, then when your portfolio grows to $50,000, $50,000, some folks can do that in a week. Some folks can do that in 2 weeks. Some folks can do it in a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. I think by 2 years, if you were serious about building your financial wealth, if you were serious about getting out of debt, in 2 years, your portfolio or portfolios should have surpass that 50K mark, right? And then in my opinion, you liquidate or you attempt to liquidate half of that 50K. Might not be able to hit the half, the 25K, because you might have some good stuff going on and you don't want to mess that up, right? But and I would not close a whole position unless you're just in a junk company and it just has really popped. But anyway, you got that 50K, I would sell off half of my 50K. I try to sell off 25. If I don't get 25, you should at least be able to sell off 20. Take that 20, throw the 20 towards eliminating your debt, right? You might say, well, that's not all my debt. Well, it should be a nice chunk of your debt. And whatever cash flow it frees up a month, you should be able to take a portion of that cash flow to further advance in eliminating your debt. You should be able to take a portion of that freed up cash flow from what you paid off with the 20 to 25K to advance your ability of what you were able to do in the stock market and crypto market, right? So you should be able to generate that 25K that's left. You should be able to flip that over into 50K faster than what you did the first time because of one, compound interest, because of two, you should have been advancing your financial knowledge, which shows you how to better take advantage of opportunities in the market, which causes your money to snowball effect and grow faster and faster and faster, right? I can say my goal was my first goal when I got in, I said maybe I could build something in investing in the stock market outside of my 401k. I can maybe build something that when I'm ready to retire, hopefully retire at 59 and a half, that I would be able to supplement my 401k, because I could see it's not going to be what I need it to be by the time I turn 59 and a half, right? Well, after my first year, the things that I was accomplishing, because it was just perfect timing, and I had a side hustle, that is what I was investing out of. Well, after 1 year, I had already accumulated a decent amount in the market, that I was like, okay, should I sell this stuff and be debt free, or what? So at first I was thinking, okay, debt free, that sounds like a good thing. But because I was advancing my financial knowledge, and because of what was going on in the market, it was a pivotal point for me, right? So I got in when COVID kicked off. Here it is. It was like the end of 2021. So the market started crashing. But there were outstanding opportunities if you had been learning the market, right? Three of my favorite stocks that I've been talking about since before I started this channel. I know I've mentioned it quite a few times. I've spoken highly about Amazon, Google, Shopify. When I got into the market, Amazon was trading for, or valued at, and it was overvalued, but it was at $3,800 a share, if I'm not mistaken. Amazon was at $3,800 a share. I watched it week over week the first 2 years, and it was ridiculous, right? I said, I want to one day be able to afford some Amazon. So Amazon was 38, Google was 28, Shopify was around 1750. Fast forward, the market started crashing. It fell as low as 25. Amazon fell as low as 2,500. Before it hit 2,500, they had already announced 6 months prior to that they were going to be doing a 20-for-1 split. What that is, the company lowers their price of their stock. They say, what I get out of it, they lower the price to make it more affordable for the retail investor. Retail would be somebody like you and I, right? So they lower the price to make it more appealing. 3,800 was expensive. Not everybody can afford it. 2,500 wasn't too bad, but they lowered the price from 2,500 to, I believe, 149, right? So they lowered the price from 2,500 to 149. But to make it fair, if you already had a share of Amazon, don't want to lose value, because they're lowering the price for the retail. Okay, so they lowered the price from 2,500 to 149, and for everyone who had a share of Amazon at the time, regardless of how many shares you had, they gave you 20 shares for every one share you had. Reason being, 149 goes into 2,500 20 times, so that is how. If it wasn't 49, it was whatever it was that equaled the 20 shares to bring it to the value of 2,500 where it was, right? Whew, mouthful. I could go on and on and on. I don't know if you got that point, but if you did the math, right? So if you did the math, like, okay, if you already had it, then you gain more shares. So once it takes off running again, your money grows. What do I mean? Right now, Amazon, let's see. Amazon right now is trading at, let me put in Amazon, and let's see. Amazon right now is valued at, it's all stock crypto goes up and down like a heartbeat, but the value of Amazon right now in this moment of time is $228.60. So let's say the price had dropped to $149. Let's say you had 5 shares of Amazon when it dropped. Then they gave you 20 shares for every one you had. So you now went from 5 shares to 5 times 20 is 100. You went to 100 shares. And let's just say you was continuing to pick up a share a week, right? So let's say they lowered to 149. Well, for the first 90 days that they lowered the price, it continued to fall slowly, right? So it fell, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around $89 a share. Then over the next 90 days after that, so let's say 6 months after they split, then the price went back from, fell all the way down to 89 the first 90 days. Over the next 90 days, it rose back from 89 back to the base point of where they had split at 149. So let's just say you had, by that time, 6 months, let's say you were averaging 1 share every 2 weeks because you was just DCAing a certain amount. So let's just give it an average of 60 months. 6 months would be 4 months or 4 weeks in a month. 4 times 6 would be, slow down, Christopher. 4 times 6. I know it in my head, but just to get me right. Calculator. 4 6 is 24. So let's say you averaged 24 more shares on top of your 100 that you were given. So that would have been 124, right? And let's just say, let's give you 124. Let's just say your share price averaged, which means your average would have been somewhere bouncing between that 149 and 89. So let's say your average price was, let's just say 103 for sake of math, right? So if you had 124 shares and your average price of 103, and then the price went back to 149, okay? And then let's say you didn't put nothing else, you went on to move another position, but the price today is $228.60. So you would now have that 124 times 228, and your average price is 103. So if your average price was 103, the difference between 103 and 228 is what, $125? You would have gains of 125 times your 124. I'm not going to do the math. I'm just saying that is how the stock market could turn your financial world around. But if you had done that same thing with Amazon, Google, and Shopify, Google right now is trading at what? I'm gonna close this out because I have a life too. I got things to do. I've been wanting to do 2 videos a week, but I have not managed my schedule well enough in order to do that. I haven't been excited enough to do that because this channel, and hey, I don't get paid for this, right? I have very few views, very few subscribers. I'm not making any money at all. I'm just sharing my little knowledge, sharing my little journey, hoping to help someone grow their financial wealth, hoping to help someone pay off their debt, hoping to help someone turn their life around financially, right? So Google right now is trading at, well, Google C, because you have 2. Google's a big company. They have 2 stocks. It's called Alphabet C and I think Alphabet A, but it's all Google. And right now, C is trading at 186.97, right? Shopify is trading at, why is this playing with me? Shopify right now is trading at 128.35. When Shopify did their split, Amazon and Google did the 20-for-1. Shopify did a 10-for-1 split. Shopify before the split had dropped from $17.50 all the way down to $303, if I'm not mistaken. You can check all this yourself. You can Google all this stuff, fact check anything I say or anybody else on YouTube. If they're sharing knowledge, don't take our word. Go do your own research, fact check for yourself, make your own sound decisions with your financial money, and that is how you grow your financial knowledge to build your financial wealth. But they did a 10-for-1 split. It was 303. They did a 10-for-1. They lowered the price to 20. Might have been $49. I don't know. They might have lowered the price to $49. But then this over the next 90 days, the stock fell all the way down to $29. $29, and right now they're $128. 29 is kind of a low price. It's way lower than the 149 Amazon and Google was, right? So you could have had accomplished a nice strong position at $29, right? And they go from $29 to $128. It could really have made someone some money, some moolah, right? I talked about Palantir and SoFi, but we ain't going into that. I'm not finna check those things, right? I've been talking about Bitcoin for the longest, right? I believe I said something about Solana before. I don't know if I said anything about XRP, but if you were following all those resources that I've been putting out for the longest, Stocks with Josh, Keaton Gray, Stock Mode, Chris Sane, Trapper, right? Wall Street Trapper, Smart Money Bro. If you were following Mommy Trader, and the list just goes on and on and on, right? These folks would have been sharing you great knowledge, great info to help you turn your financial situation around. I've been in 21 minutes. I got to get out of here. I know my wife is looking for me, but I'm saying all this to say, learn for your own self. You do not have to be a rocket scientist to learn the stock market, right? One person might not be able to make the same money another person make for many different reasons, right? Timing, the choices that they make, the decisions that they make, the finances that they have to put into the market. Because what you're trying to do is put a portion of the army of dollars you earn on your regular job, if you have a side job, whatever things you're doing to generate money in your life, right? But you have to learn about having a budget and learn about what things you're spending your money on. Do I need all of this? Is some of this want? Is the opportunity prime that I need to turn back some of my wants and advance to my acquiring of assets in the stock market, acquiring of assets in the crypto market, and watching them grow, right? Buying something that's $1, or buying something that's $10, or buying something that's $100 or $200 in the stock market, and watching it run. How does it run? Different companies, different stocks run differently, right? Talked about NVIDIA for the longest. Not gonna talk about it long, just gonna throw it up. NVIDIA, almost 2 years ago, NVIDIA had dropped all the way down to 195, right? NVIDIA, the split was probably about a year ago, so I guess a year before that, NVIDIA had ran from 195 to $1,300, $330 a share. And then they did a split. Lowered the price from $1,330 to like $129, and then it continued to fall a little bit, and then it ran back. But it made folks a lot of money, right? Palantir ran from over a year ago. Palantir was under $10, and right now Palantir is trading over $100. Yes, you can't catch that boat at this point because the horse is already out the race. But as you get in the game, as you start learning how to research, as you start following some of these resources that I've thrown out, you can scroll back through my community tab and it'll show you different. Man, I could go on and on and on, people. I wish everyone financial freedom. I wish everybody debt freedom. Am I out of debt? No. Not out of debt because I didn't choose to be out of debt. I choose to take advantage of opportunities in the stock market and crypto. But if that's your desire, this is a tool that could help you do that, right? I treat it like a, shut up. can't tell everything, right? But I got to get out of here, people. Hopefully, you get into the stock market. Whether you follow me or you follow somebody else, build, grow your financial knowledge. I know we think we know money. We don't know money until we really learn the purpose of money. Money is really a bartering tool, just like it was back in the day when we studied this social studies, right? Money is just a bartering tool, right? And because of inflation, it constantly takes away from the value of the dollar, right? So you need to learn about putting your money into assets, watching the assets grow. And you can come to a point where you keep on putting your army of dollars that you earn on your job to work in the markets. And you can have your budget where you're just living off of your assets versus living off of your income and always putting your income to work on your behalf. It's just a game of understanding the intent of money and what money can do for you. We all thought once upon a time you go to work so you can pay money to pay your creditors. Go to work so you can pay money to pay your bills and to get some things that you want, get the vacation that you want. That's one thing you can use money for. Not the wisest thing to use money for. You can take a portion of your money, put it to work on your behalf in the stock market, in the crypto market, in real estate market. And you will find that that money you put to work will one day outwork your income. Outwork your income in a day, outwork your income in a week, outwork your income in a month, outwork your income in a year. He don't know what he's talking about. You don't know till you try it for yourself. You don't know until you research it for yourself. You don't know until you put your money to work in the market and you see the difference that it makes. With that being said, I'm going to shut off here. I'm sure nobody has watched me for the whole 26 minutes. It won't hurt my feelings, but you know, hopefully I've said something to help you out. Hopefully I've said something to encourage you that you can have a better tomorrow in your finances. You really can have a better tomorrow in your finances. It is possible if you learn. It is possible if you go out there and do some homework, do some research, do some digging. And again, like I say, but with that being said, you guys take care and be blessed continually, my friend.